Can you really get in great shape without steroids? My guests today say so. 3 top fitness models are here. They're going to tell you how to get the physique you've always wanted the natural way. Rado Pagac has a great glute and leg workout for you. James Ellis is going to work your abs, and Aaron Savvy is going to help you build upper body and leg strength and stabilization. First up, Rado Pagac. You can see him here on the cover of Men's Health in Slovakia. Pleasure to have you here today, Rado.
Thank you.
So you say, this is in the news so much these days, but you say there's too much steroids in the sports this day, in health and
well, unfortunately, not only adults but also young kids, they usually choose the easier way how to get themselves in a shape, and unfortunately one of those easy ways is also taking steroids as a part of working out.
Yep. In fact, it's really gotten to the point that if you want to even really be a serious competitor, you pretty much have to, don't you?
Well, that's another thing. If you decide to do bodybuilding as a regular show, there's lots of affiliations. They do drug testing, but if you really want to compete, you know the ways how to avoid being caught.
We had lunch a couple of weeks ago and you were telling me, what are some of the ways they get around it?
Well, basically it's timing. Lots of these things you can get into your body, but of course the way they get in, they can also get out. But it takes certain time. Like some of them, they stay in your body, in your blood, or in your urine, let's say for a few months, some of them only for a few weeks. So if you do this, and bodybuilders, they know, they basically stop taking it before the actual
So you just let it wear off.
Yeah.
And then, but I think you said there might even be things you can take that can kind of disguise it. Is that one way or not? Is that not as common?
Well, not really.
Not really. But you did tell me about that Czech team, I think, that they tried to have somebody...
Well, that's what they usually usually do. It happened a couple times, and one time I know the Czech team was caught. It was a couple of years ago that they were bringing urine of other competitors or people.
Someone else.
They actually said they never took any steroids, but unfortunately when they used their urine instead of the actual competitor,
they have like a
positive
tube
as well.
under their clothing.
That's what they did. They brought like a tube with the urine in a restroom, and instead of using their own urine, they used.
But they chose a guy who was positive for steroids anyway.
They chose the guy who used to take them before and it was still in his urine anyway. So they got caught either way.
Not good. Well, I guess there's some justice in that. So, but you said you're proud of the fact that you're a natural bodybuilder.
Well, I've been doing it for 15 years. I've never taken anything, and as you can see, I'm not saying I'm one of those big, huge guys competing at Mr. Olympia event. I will never be, but I'm pretty satisfied with the way
You're what,
I look.
6'1"?
Right now, oh yeah, 6'1".
6'1", how much do you weigh?
Right now at about 205 pounds.
205.
So.
Okay, and I think what Mr. Olympia is...
Well, way more than that. It's way about 270. So.
What do you think of those guys, though? I mean, are they?
I just got back from the event last weekend in Las Vegas. I always go. I like it. I like the show. I like the way they put it out, but I think it's too stressful for your body, and who knows how long these guys are going to be around.
And they're probably not completely natural.
And who knows how good health they're going to have for next, let's say, 10, 15 years.
So but you're in great shape though. Okay, maybe you're not Mr. Olympia, but I don't think the average person in a way wants to be. At some point, I think you go around the bend where you get too big, at least personally, I think that, and I don't know whether, I prefer somebody who does have more of a natural physique instead of the really huge,
That's what it is. When you walk on the beach, you seldomly see guys 250 pounds ripped to 4 or 5% of body fat because it's not natural. You want to look naturally and you want to look good. So of course it's going to take a little bit longer to get to that point that you are really satisfied with the way how you look. But eventually, if you really work out hard, if you have a right diet, if you take the right supplements, and if you have somebody who can give you right advices how to get there, sooner or later, you're going to reach your point.
So how do you do it naturally? You mentioned supplements, or I mean, you do take some supplements?
You know what?
Or?
You slowly want to build up your natural level all the way up to the ceiling. So it means you have to start, let's say, with improving your eating habits, and then seeing the results, seeing the changes of your body. And then one time you get to the point when you see like, well, I'm kind of being plateau for few months and I didn't see any changes in my body. I think I have to take another step, another level, which are supplements. Basically when you start working out, when you start being part of fitness, you don't want to jump right away on supplements because lots of people, they ask me, lots of my clients, what kind of supplements should I take to look like you? And I say, well, it took me 15 years to get where I am right now. And I didn't start with supplements right away, because you push your natural level down by taking supplements. So you want to get up as much as you can with normal, regular food. And then when you get to that point, then you want to start taking supplements so you can actually build up even more.
Well, I know you've got a workout plan for us today. You said there are two things that your clients, you do personal training as well.
Well,
for yourself.
I train mostly women.
Mostly women.
So
what you said
the normal question is, I want to have a good butt, and I want to have nice shape of my waist and butt and legs. So.
And by the way, legs, of course, from the guy side, I think legs is, everybody goes for the upper body and people don't go for the legs.
You know, it's funny because I usually ask women, so what muscle group you look at when you look at the guy in general? First they were like, well, I see him from front first, and I look at him, how he looks, like his chest, his arms, his shoulders, but I always look back after the guy when he's leaving, and what can I see? I see his butt. So,
well, what can you do to help those men and women get those legs and glute in shape?
Here are lots of different exercises what you can use. But
are you going to demonstrate one for us now?
We have just one bar here, and you say, well, what can you do with this? But believe me, here's lots of things what you can use this bar for.
Okay.
So let's start with your quads. You can do regular squats with wide open legs. You go slowly down with an inhale.
And how far? I mean, do you go almost?
It's enough when you go just parallel with the floor.
Just parallel.
At this point, you can actually use your muscles the best.
Okay.
Because when you go too far down, you're actually using your knees more than your muscles on your legs.
Okay.
And you don't want to screw up your knees instead of using your muscles the right way. Mm-hmm. So basically, the basic exercise and the best anabolic exercise for your legs and for your entire body are squats. And you can go different ways. You can go wide squats with this. When you stay like this, when you put your heels inside and toes out, you're hitting your inner muscles of your quads more.
I have a hard time with wanting to bend forward.
That's what it is. When you put your feet together, it's kind of hard to keep straight back. So basically what you want to do, you want to tilt forward a little bit, stick your butt back so you can balance out your body and not fall over. But still, you don't want to go all the way down again, because that's the same thing. When you go too far down, you're pushing too much pressure towards your knees.
Okay.
So if you want to keep it tight in your legs, you basically go slowly down parallel with the floor, hold here for 1-2 seconds, and slowly up again. And another thing, when you get up, you never want to lock your knees all the way, because when you lock your knees, your thighs and your glutes are completely relaxed. So when you keep your knees a little bit bent, you still keep tension in your thighs. Okay. So there's the first exercise, basically most focused on your thighs. Another one, which hits your glutes much more, are so-called deadlifts. And another thing, yes. So when you do deadlifts, lots of people, lots of my clients, before they start training with me, I see them doing deadlifts all the way up. If you really want to focus mainly on your glutes, it's not as important to go all the way up. It's enough when you go a little bit higher above your knees and focus.
And how far down? You're going completely
flat,
it's pretty much?
Kind of stretching exercise. So if you can go as far as it gets, that's the best what you can do. So.
Oh, well, great. Well, thank you very much, Rado Pagac. Thank you, Rado. We'll be right back right after this. And we are back with actor and fitness model James Ellis. You can see him on the cover of Exercise for Men Only. Great to have you here today, James.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So you got an ab workout for us today?
Yes, I do, and believe I have it.
Okay, we'll take a look at the DVD in just a second during the video, but I want to ask you, what's this? I see your trophy here.
I was actually, when I was in college a couple years ago, I was in the Mr. Indiana State University bodybuilding competition and also the Mr. Wabash bodybuilding competition. So I just brought one of the trophies to show. I was into more bodybuilding back then. Now I'm trying to lean out more.
And you're doing it all natural?
Yes, definitely all natural. I love using supplements. Take a lot of proteins like whey proteins, 100% whey I love. And also like NO products. I love nitric oxide products, and those are becoming very big now.
NO Explode or something.
Yeah, stuff like that. And a little creatine on the side I like to take, but it creates bloating, so you got to make sure you're doing plenty of cardio when you're taking that stuff. Get the water out of your system. So
let's take a look at James's ab workout.
All right, now I'm just going to show you a couple of my favorite ab exercises. As you can see, I have the straps. You just hook it up to an ab machine or to a machine similar to this. Put on as much weight as you want. And when you do these, you want to make sure you're exhaling on the exertion. So curl under. The next exercise I like to do is the leg raise. So I put the straps in, and I also use the hand straps. Takes a little bit more pressure off under your arms. Letting your legs down slow. It's a great workout to cut your abs. The first one was great for bulking your abs. Okay, my final ab exercise is called the hanging leg raise. So I'm going to pull my legs up just like anybody else would, but I'm actually going to invert myself and press up. I only do a couple for time's sake. Then you're going to do the full one from the bottom to the top. Then to burn them out, do the simple ones that most people do. We started with the weighted abs, crunching down. Then you have the decline ab leg raise. Then you have the hanging leg raise.
All right, and here is James in men's exercise. Okay, well, I believe you're going to do more of an ab workout for us here today in the studio.
Yes, definitely. As you saw in the video that I did, I love to use the straps to do abs. It's excellent, great, stabilizer. You can raise your legs, and as I said in there, it's so important. Your breathing is of utmost importance. You always exhale on the exertion, so you're breathing out when you're flexing the muscle. That goes with anything that you're doing in the gym, whether that be curls. As you're curling up, you're breathing out. So that to me is the most important thing in the gym is your breathing. So one of my pet peeves is when people use the ab rocker in the gym, and you think it's an indie race or something because they're so fast, they're crunching real fast. There's no flex of the muscle because they're going so fast.
This is great. I just get to sit here today. Okay, I'm watching.
So what I like to do is like a 2 or 3 count on the way up, breathing out the whole time, and then take an air in on the way down. So like 1, 2, 3.
And you're really crunching tight on the way up?
Yep, crunching tight. You're flexing as hard as you can as you're breathing out, and the more you breathe out, the more you're flexing that muscle. So it's hold it.
Okay, I'm really gonna suck it in today.
So to me, that's definitely one of my favorites, along with using the straps. Is just the ab cruncher. But like I said, pet peeve. You got to make sure you're not. I see people race, and it's like it's not a race. Take your time, breathe out, flex the muscles as hard as you can, and all that you do, and you're going to get much better results in the gym just by breathing correctly.
And really feel it as you do it, and not just race through it. Okay, I'll remember that next time.
All right.
So is there anything else for abs or that you wanted to show us? I know too sometimes you say, for instance, we're seated, that sometimes there are things you do sitting down. You like to vary your routine, and you'll do things seated that you don't do standing up? Or?
Exactly. I mean, I like, I'd done the cable crunches with the straps. Also, I love to use the machines that have weight on them. It just depends what you're looking for out of your abs. If you're just looking, if you have a little extra weight, and you just want to be able to see your abs, I mean, of course, you need to get out there. You got to do some cardio. You got to get rid of that water weight and any fat that you might have. But in the process, you need to be working abs in some way. So it might help to do a little bit of weighted abs. Because
you got the extra weight, you're not going to see them even if they're there. But if you lose the weight, I guess, but you're not going to have them if you lose the weight if you don't work them. So.
Once you lose the weight, I mean, and bodybuilders, of course, they want to do some weighted stuff. It just depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for lean abs, Abercrombie abs, you may not want to do weighted stuff. You want to do some of the hanging stuff and things without weight like this.
Now, I notice you're really lean on the sides too. Now, my trainers told me that people do certain things on the sides sometimes, but he says actually that's not good because you can actually get the sides, overdevelop them or make them too big.
Yeah.
And it looks like love handles in effect.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I actually experienced and learned the hard way, is that I was doing a lot of weighted abs sideways. And, it gives you, I mean, it's great to have a good V, but once, if you bulk too much, this will look like fat.
Yeah, it's muscle, but it looks like fat.
You can do the same thing on there sideways. As I was doing, you just turn sideways and crunch up, and then that'll work your obliques. But the main thing, you know, my main problem is I got to do the cardio so that I don't have the water weight, things like that. So.
How many sit-ups are you doing like that, or with it? How many are you?
Actually, I do 50 as slow as what you just saw, and I usually use the bench machine that's like this. So it's a bench and it's sitting up like that, and you put your legs down. You know, I'll do 50 crunching up that way, and then I'll have my legs up when I do that, and then I'll bring them down and set them on the floor, and then you feel it more all the way through your abs.
Okay.
And then I also, I'll turn to the side and do a little bit of those. I do very few of those though because I don't want to, like you said, overdevelop it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I believe you've got some reality TV projects coming up.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be a host on a lifeguard show, hosting basically a competition where people are seeing who's the best lifeguard. And I guess.
Have you ever been a lifeguard?
I have not. So
but you look like a lifeguard.
Exactly.
So
I'm just going to host it, and Carmen Electra will also be featured in that too. So pretty excited about that project. And
I think you also have the cookbook coming up.
Yeah. Actually, in the process of changing the name, but it's a Hot Guys That Can Cook cookbook. And, it's just going to be pictures of each of us guys in our atmosphere. Like, I grew up in the country, on the farm, things like that, so I'm going to
Down home cooking.
Exactly, mashed potatoes and pork chops and all that good stuff.
My favorite.
Exactly. So, I'll just have kind of the cowboy hat and the cornfield in the background, things like that. So each guy's going to have their, special picture in there along with a bio about themselves and, what's their favorite meal to cook. So
thank you very much, James.
No problem.
We'll be right back. And we are back. Joining me now is Aaron Savvy, a fitness model and personal trainer here in LA. You can see him on the cover of In Magazine. And I just want to say, okay, we just saw James Ellis on the cover of Exercise for Men Only. So we have the cover here today, and we also have Aaron here on the inside in the centerfold. So we're taking the whole magazine here today. Pleasure to have you here today, Aaron.
Thanks.
So I know you're big on natural bodybuilding too. In fact, in one of these articles I was reading, you say again that there's just too much, you can get in great shape without the steroids.
Correct. I think a lot of times people like the quick schemes, they like the instant results, but have long-term devastating results, stroke, heart attack. And a lot of people don't think about that. They don't think about the long-term effects. They think of in the now, in the moment, they have to look good for the clubs, for the ladies.
Is it worth it?
It's definitely not worth it. I believe in natural. If you're good to your body will be good to you. Feed it well. Nutrition is key. I push that with my clients so much. When people come up and say, "What is your secret?" Yep. I really say nutrition. And of course, with a well balanced out fitness plan through the week. Your nutrition is such key. Feed your body well, and it will result in.
I don't care how much you work out if you're not eating right. And I've experienced that myself, then yeah. So it is not just putting in the time in the gym, you've got to eat right.
Correct.
But I know that you got a workout for us today for, what are you doing, upper body and leg strength and stabilization?
People, they go to the gym and they work out. And they do a lot of resistance training. They'll do free weights. Free weights, basically, you can manipulate and twist and turn any weights you want to work a certain muscle group. And also machines, which basically just move in one motion, targeting only one muscle group. But one thing that I train with my clients is, and I do those in combination, and that's great, but I also work on stabilization, coordination, and balance. And they all support and...
I need to work on I'm the most uncoordinated person at the gym.
Well, you came with your workout clothes today, so...
I know.
So
I've been
basically,
taking it easy, though,
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you actually demonstrate.
I have to get up?
You're going to have to get up.
I have to get up, okay.
I wouldn't be a trainer if I didn't have
okay.
you do an exercise. So what I'm going to do is actually going to show you, I brought actually 3 things here. I've got this is a Bosu ball. And actually you can use this
Bosu ball.
Bosu ball, B-O-S-U, I believe is the pronunciation of that. But you can use this in many different ways. But what we're going to do for this exercise, we're actually going to have it downward, like this. So it makes it very unstable because it's going to rock from side to side. What I'm also going to do is also have, I just call this a bouncy ball because that's exactly what it does. It bounces.
I can bounce the ball.
And then I've got a weighted bar. So we're going to start with the legs, and so what I'm actually going to do is, this is a great way for people to test how strong their legs really are. Now I've seen guys that are really fit, their muscles and their legs are very well defined,
By the way, I'm only legs. I work on my legs. I run a lot. I need to get the rest of me in shape. So hopefully I can do this. I hope. We'll see.
So what we're going to do here is basically we're going to kind of test. This is a great way to see basically where you are with your legs, with your strength, stabilization, coordination. And so simply to start out, and for a beginner or someone who hasn't done this yet, I'd either have someone spot you or have a pole or something close by that you can kind of hold on to so you don't fall on your face. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm just going to step up right in the center here. I'm going to come right back up here. And I'm just going to basically kind of shuffle my feet to the side. So as you can tell, this is very unstable. So what I want to do is we're actually going to do squats on this. And so what I'm going to do is you're going to, with your feet on the side, and I'm going to actually squat down and almost pretend as if there's a seat behind you. So you're going to come down.
Now, since I tend to lean forward, this would be a bad one to lean forward on because I'm going to fall.
This one you would not want to lean forward on. Yes. So, and I'll spot you, so I'll make sure you won't fall.
Okay.
So what I'm literally going to do, I'm going to have my hands right out in front of me, and I'm actually going to come straight down here and come right back up.
Okay, and you're going about parallel with the...
Yeah, you know, just right here, just enough to really get down. Now you're working your quads. You're also working your glutes.
Okay.
And you're working your stabilizers. And because this thing just wants to go all over the place, the key is to stay as still as you can. So coming down here, and I'm going to have my hands right out front. Straight down here.
Okay.
Exhale, come right back out. Exhale in, breathe in.
I think you've got it down.
Okay. And then I'm just going to step to the side.
I'm going to try this. Okay.
So what I'm going to do, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. So you're going to.
What you do want me to?
So you're going to come up. You're going to step 1 foot right in the center.
1 foot in the center.
Right over the center. Yep.
This is.
Okay. You're going to come right up. Okay. So I want you to kind of shuffle your feet to the side. To the side. There you go. Perfect.
I wasn't joking when I said I'm the most
Now-
uncoordinated.
Now the biggest thing people are going to notice is that their legs are really going to shake and wobble as they start to go down.
That's not an earthquake?
That's not an earthquake. Not at all. Nope. So what I'm going to have you do? Okay. I'm going to have you come down.
Okay. So just lean like you were doing.
Correct.
You made it look easy. Okay. Is that?
Okay. Now I want you to pretend that
I'm king of the world. Oh no. Okay.
Okay. Now come back up. Okay. Have your hands right in front of you.
Right in front of me.
Okay. You're gonna come straight down, squat straight down.
Okay. Is
Come
that right?
back up. Yep.
And do I go down far enough?
Yeah, you know you can. Yeah, I think you actually probably move your feet out a little wider if you'd like.
A little wider.
And actually, your legs are actually pretty well. You know, they're not shaking too bad.
Okay.
Coming straight up. Very good.
Yeah, I've done that thing where they start like jiggling really fast.
Correct. This is a great way to basically test the strength of your legs. The great thing is that as you're doing this, you're strengthening your stabilizers, you're strengthening your coordination, and your balance. And when you do that, it makes your other workouts more explosive. You're stronger all around.
Now, should I be doing this fast or slow? Am I doing it at the right speed?
It's the right speed. You never want to do anything fast
Don't do it
when
fast.
working out. Correct. Okay. And you really want to feel the contraction, the squeeze.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just go ahead and step right off.
Oh, step up? Okay.
Yep.
So just can I jump off? See, I have an accident waiting to happen. I definitely need guidance with this.
So what you can also do too is you can actually, let's say when you get really good at that, you can actually then step up.
May need to work on it a little bit.
And you can actually grab a couple of dumbbells, 20 pounds, 15 pounds, something fairly light. And you can actually, what I'll do is you can actually work, isolate and work each leg individually.
Okay.
And so by doing so, what I'm going to do, if I don't knock this table off behind me.
You're going to stand on one leg?
I'm going to stand on one leg, and actually what I'm going to do is I would pretend I have like a 20, you know, or some dumbbells in front of me. Actually, I'm going to come straight down here and up here. So as you, over a period of time, you know, your coordination, everything, you know, is strong.
You're
So
like
when you
the
do leg
FTD
presses-
flower guy.
When you do leg presses, squats, anything, more explosive. You know, vice versa, switching it, doing it on the left.
Great.
So that's a great way for working your.
Am I supposed to try that, or is that's probably over my level?
Would you like to try it?
Okay.
Okay, we'll try it.
Well, if I break my neck, at least we're at the end of the show, so that's all that matters, you know.
Okay. So then again there.
Okay. Oh wow.
This is all
And-
about balance,
All about
control,
balance.
coordination. So
Everything I like.
you know, we're
And
jumping the gun
were
here,
you,
but
was your
we're-
foot right in the center, or
It
was
was
it off
right-
to
it
the
was
side?
right in the center,
So
yeah.
right in the center, even. Oh wow! But you actually like lift
Right.
up.
Yep. Same.
Okay, I did it right. That was good.
So it gives you something to work towards, work towards too.
We'll do a freeze frame on that, so it'll look like that.
So,
oh, did you want me to do more, or
no? I think
I made it through, didn't I?
I think work on the first one, and then we can do the next one.
We'll build up to the one like that.
We'll build up to that. So in the next exercise we're going to do is chest, upper body, stabilization, and coordination. So what I'm going to do is actually going to use this Boshi ball here, and I'm actually going to put this out here. I'm going to use this ball here, and this is a weighted bar. You can also use a barbell if you don't have these. But what I'm going to actually do, getting tangled with my wire, I'm actually going to extend this, put this right across the Boshi ball.
Okay.
And for beginners, what I would do is, again, have someone spot you, because what's going to happen is I'm going to do a push-up, and I'm going to have both feet up on the ball. The ball's going to want to go one way, the Boshi ball's going to want to go another. So again, coordination, stabilization, strengthening the chest. And I like to use the bar because what I can do is I can go out further and I can work more wide chest. What I can also do is take away the bar and then grab the Boshi ball from the sides, and that's going to work more.
We're running out of time here, but I just want to see you do this. Can you get up there? Because I can't do it.
Okay,
so I want
so
to
what I'm
see
going to
you
do, basically, you're going to come straight up here. You can do both here.
Great.
You can come straight down,
Okay.
and then you can do, again.
Love it. Okay, I think that's one I've got to work on. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank Rado Pagac, James Ellis, and Aaron Savvy for being here today. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time.